It takes a long time to forget what needs to be forgotten. It is an unfortunate circumstance that sometimes, in order to truly forget something, one must remember it enough so that one can decide that it is no longer actually required and that it can now be safely put aside into the records somewhere to be found, perhaps in many millennia, by some librarian in the Akashic records, and perhaps some Lord's angel will require the information that we have discarded in order to do some kind of project, or to inquire into some further understanding of what we know as the human condition. For what it is to be human is a vast array of many things, and we all here on this earth serve our purposes. We've been here now for many eons, and it seems that we are still in a constant process of discovering what it means to truly be ourselves under the various conditions and circumstances that come from within and without. And, it is a marvelous journey, perhaps. A journey for all of us. And perhaps we are all merely like our lives are merely like a page in the book of eternity, and we are all like some little chapter therein. And so, again, it is good to remember and then to truly forget and start with a blank page, for perhaps there is an ending to this book, but within the ending there is some sort of freedom. Perhaps not a happily ever after like they often like to say, but something entirely different, something outside of this book in which we are all characters. Perhaps we can transcend these stories and characters of this everlasting fiction that seems to continue to propagate itself in a never-ending maze of mirrors and obscurities. We find ourselves wondering, what is this and what is that? And we make a big to-do about it until we finally acquire this and that, and then we realize perhaps there was something else entirely that we wanted. Perhaps it was merely the ending of this book that we were really looking for. No longer required the burden of endlessly listening to the speaker inside of our heads, the speaker inside of us that says, this is who you are, this is where you've been, this is what you must do, this is what you desire, this is what you must acquire to live, this is what you must worry about. These are the things that you must conceive of, the horrors that you must prepare yourself for in order to acquire what it is that you desire in your heart. All of these things, well, perhaps they are not so meaningful in the end, and perhaps everything that we want is somewhere in the ethers beyond the stories of our imagination. Anyhow, I will try to remember to forget and leave you here. Hopefully, you can find some peace within yourselves.